We're here in the drum room now of my studio here in Hendersonville, Tennessee, Skaggs Place. I guess my earliest memories of music was hearing my mom and dad sing. I don't think a night goes by, even in the bluegrass shows, that people doesn't say, "Honey, open that door," heart broke.
Ricky Skaggs is more than a name in country music. He's a living legend. Known for his dedication to preserving the heart of the genre, Skaggs has become a symbol of authenticity in a world where music is increasingly shaped by commercial demands. Now 45, with a career spanning over 4 decades, he's not only a musical powerhouse, but a guardian of country music's roots. Ricky's blend of bluegrass and traditional country, backed by masterful musicianship and an undeniable stage presence, has made him a beloved figure and earned him multiple Grammy Awards. For fans and fellow artists, Skaggs represents a commitment to the depth and storytelling that define true country music. But there's something deeper on his mind. As Ricky reflects on his journey, he faces a rising fear. Country music, the genre that shaped him and countless others, is changing, and not for the better. For years, he's watched his mainstream success as overtaken artistry, with quick fame and commercial appeal replacing the authenticity he holds dear. In a candid conversation, Skaggs speaks out about what he believes is destroying country music, openly naming the trends and artists he feels are compromising its soul. His words are more than a critique. They're a rallying cry. Ricky is urging everyone who cares about country music to take a closer look at what's happening. The spirit of country, he believes, is slipping away, and it will take collective action to bring it back. Join us as we dive into Ricky Skaggs' perspective, exploring what he believes is threatening the future of country music and uncovering the forces he's fighting to keep its soul alive. What does Ricky see as the biggest danger, and how can fans, artists, and industry insiders work together to safeguard its essence? Ricky Skaggs' journey to becoming a country music legend began in the heart of Appalachia. Born on July 18, 1954, in Cordell, Kentucky, Ricky grew up in a small town rich in musical heritage. In his family, music wasn't just a pastime, it was a part of life. His mother, a talented singer, encouraged Ricky from an early age, nurturing his love for music and introducing him to the sounds that would shape his future. By the time he was 5, Ricky was already learning the mandolin, and his natural talent was evident. Family gatherings were filled with music, with Ricky at the center, eagerly playing along. One of his earliest and most important influences was the legendary Bill Monroe, known as the father of bluegrass. Monroe's high-energy style and deep connection to bluegrass left an impression on Ricky, who admired the genre's authenticity and soul. Another inspiration was Ralph Stanley, a bluegrass icon whose music was woven into Appalachian life. Ricky's fascination with these artists helped him develop a unique blend of bluegrass and country that would soon set him apart from other young musicians. Ricky's first taste of the spotlight came at age 6 when he began performing publicly. Even at that young age, his skill and passion were undeniable, capturing audiences and hinting at the talent that would one day take him to the top. But it wasn't just his talent that set him apart. It was his dedication to the tradition of country music, a commitment he would carry with him throughout his career. By the late 1960s, Ricky was ready to take the next step in his musical journey. His big break came when he joined the Clinch Mountain Boys, the bluegrass group led by Ralph Stanley himself. This opportunity gave Ricky the chance to learn from one of his heroes and exposed him to the larger world of country music. His time with the Clinch Mountain Boys was formative, allowing him to hone his style and develop his stage presence. It was here that Ricky's unique sound, a blend of bluegrass authenticity and country warmth, began to truly shine. In 1981, Ricky's career took a major leap forward with the release of his debut solo album, Waitin' for the Sun to Shine. The album was a commercial hit, featuring chart-topping singles that showcased his impressive vocal range and emotional depth. Songs like I Don't Care and Crying My Heart Out Over You became instant classics, striking a chord with audiences and solidifying Ricky's place in the country music scene. His unique sound, marked by intricate instrumentation and heartfelt storytelling, quickly earned him a reputation as one of the leading voices in country music. Ricky's success wasn't just measured by record sales. He was hailed as a leader of the neo-traditional country movement, which sought to return country music to its roots amid a shifting industry landscape. With each new release, he gained critical acclaim and collected Grammy Awards and Country Music Association accolades. Ricky became an inspiration for both fans and fellow musicians, a beacon for those who valued the authenticity of country music. However, as Ricky's fame grew, so did his awareness of an industry that was evolving faster than ever before. Newer artists, blending country with pop and rock, were beginning to change the landscape, drawing audiences but drifting from the genre's roots. For Ricky, it sparked a growing concern, a worry that country music was losing something vital as it gained popularity. Next, we'll explore this shift, diving into how the rise of commercial sounds affected country music and the integrity of its storytelling. What trends emerged, and who did Ricky feel was responsible for leading country away from its foundations? As Ricky Skaggs reached stardom in the 1980s, country music was evolving, and not always in ways he embraced. The genre's core, once grounded in rich storytelling and Appalachian roots, was shifting. New artists began blending pop and rock influences into their music, aiming for a crossover appeal that broadened country's audience but compromised its authenticity. For Ricky, the transformation felt personal. He built his career on honoring country's soul and themes, and now he was watching those elements fade in favor of catchy hooks and commercial appeal. "It feels like we're losing the heart of what country music is all about," Ricky observed, giving voice to a concern shared by many traditional artists and fans. The industry's focus was clear: radio-friendly hits and viral popularity. MTV and other music channels were reshaping how listeners discovered songs, while digital platforms like Spotify and Apple Music would later encourage fast, catchy tunes over meaningful lyrics. As Ricky saw it, this new model prioritized entertainment value, but missed the emotional storytelling that had always defined the genre. One trend that especially worried Ricky was the rise of bro country, a style full of party anthems and themes around romance, trucks, and good times. Although commercially successful, it felt distant from the roots of country music, which traditionally offered heartfelt perspectives on love, loss, and life's hardships. To Ricky, these modern themes, though popular, were overshadowing the genre's signature depth, but not all changes were unwelcome. Some artists, like Chris Stapleton and Sturgill Simpson, showed a commitment to bringing back the authenticity that country music had seemingly left behind. With their raw sound and lyrics that captured real-life experiences, they were a beacon of hope for Ricky. These artists reminded him, and listeners, that country music could still resonate deeply when it stayed true to its origins. In their work, Ricky saw proof that meaningful, authentic music still had an important place in the genre's future. For Skaggs, the challenge was clear: balance evolution with respect for the genre's roots. While innovation was inevitable, Ricky believed that country music's success would ultimately depend on staying connected to its storytelling foundation, rather than chasing fleeting trends. As the industry increasingly favored short-term popularity, Ricky's voice was one calling out for long-term preservation. Yet Ricky's vision of country music goes beyond concern. He sees a path forward. His perspective is a call to action for fans, artists, and the industry itself to remember that country music is about connection and genuine stories. And for those wondering who and what is most responsible for today's trends, Ricky has a few more thoughts to share on where the genre is headed. As Ricky Skaggs watched country music evolve, he found himself increasingly concerned with the influence of modern artists who seemed to prioritize commercial appeal over the storytelling heart of the genre. For Skaggs, country music has always been about connecting listeners to real emotions and experiences, and he believes that newer artists focusing on catchy tunes over meaningful lyrics are threatening its essence. One example that often comes up for Ricky is Florida Georgia Line. With their catchy pop-infused sound, they skyrocketed to fame, attracting a young audience but straying from country's storytelling roots. Skaggs has voiced his frustration, feeling that their focus on party themes lacks the emotional weight that classic country music brought to life. Their sound might be popular, he's remarked, but it's missing the stories that make people feel something real. Another artist who represents this trend for Skaggs is Sam Hunt, known for his mix of country with R&B and hip-hop elements. While his unique style has gained a massive following, Ricky sees it as yet another sign of the genre veering too far from its foundation. Hunt's lyrics, while relatable, often feel surface level to artists like Ricky, who value the raw, unfiltered storytelling that once set country apart. It's a whole different direction, Ricky has observed, but it's taking country music away from its soul. Ricky is also frustrated by the popularity of bro country, a subgenre that's heavy on upbeat, party-driven themes, but light on deeper meaning. Artists like Luke Bryan and Blake Shelton have led this wave, creating songs that are fun, but lack the authenticity that country music was built on. To Ricky, the genre's move towards such lighthearted themes risk diluting the meaningful stories that help generations of fans relate to country music in a profound way. Beer and trucks are fun, he acknowledges, but that's not the heart of country music. Yet amid the changes, Ricky has found hope in newer artists who embrace a more traditional style. Musicians like Chris Stapleton and Sturgill Simpson bring authenticity back to country music, showing a dedication to storytelling that resonates deeply with fans. Ricky appreciates their commitment to crafting music that's about life's real struggles and joys, not just fleeting moments of fun. For Ricky, these artists are a reminder that the future of country music doesn't have to mean abandoning its roots. He believes there's a way forward that honors the genre's past while allowing for innovation. As he sees it, country music can thrive if artists find a balance between popular appeal and heartfelt stories. Ricky's vision is clear. The genre needs artists who respect its foundation while inspiring new generations. And while he respects the success of today's chart toppers, his message remains. Country music is strongest when it stays true to its soul. Ricky Skaggs believes that the music industry itself is one of the strongest forces behind the shift in country music's sound and focus. From record labels to producers, the industry has increasingly leaned toward a formula that emphasizes quick success, leaving traditional storytelling by the wayside. For Ricky, it's a shift that undermines the core of country music, as it pushes artists to chase chart-topping hits instead of crafting songs that resonate deeply. In his early career, Ricky remembers an industry that encouraged musicians to explore their unique sounds. Back then, artists like him were free to build a style rooted in country's traditions and weren't pressured to fit into a particular mold. But the music business has evolved, and Skaggs feels that labels now prioritize profit over passion, encouraging artists to cater to what's trending rather than what's authentic. It used to be about creating something real, Ricky has said. Now, it's more about what will sell fast. One of the most concerning effects of this shift, as Ricky sees it, is the homogenization of country music. Many popular songs now follow a similar formula: catchy hooks, simple themes, and a focus on partying. That lacks the diversity of sounds and stories that once defined the genre. Producers often push for radio-friendly hits that have a pop appeal, steering artists away from the traditional instruments, sounds, and themes that Ricky values. To him, this repetition dilutes what made country music special and meaningful. The rise of streaming platforms and social media has only amplified this trend, according to Ricky. With the power of digital algorithms, songs that gain instant popularity are often the ones that follow a predictable, catchy formula. Platforms like Spotify and Apple Music have reshaped how music is consumed and created, with artists sometimes feeling pressured to go viral rather than focus on longevity. Ricky worries that this emphasis on immediate success can make it harder for genuine, lasting music to break through. Everyone wants the next big hit, he notes, but where's the heart in that? But Ricky's criticism isn't without hope. He believes that the industry can support genuine artistry by valuing the kind of music that reflects life's ups and downs. Ricky advocates for a return to artist-driven creativity, where labels and producers encourage musicians to stay true to their roots, even if it's a slower path to success. Country music has always been about connecting people to real stories, he says, urging the industry to recognize that genuine connection will always be more meaningful than fleeting fame. Ricky's vision of a better path forward rests on a simple truth. Country music doesn't need to chase trends to stay relevant. With support from the industry, he believes the genre can honor its traditions and keep its storytelling core alive. As a passionate advocate for country music's roots, Ricky Skaggs feels a deep responsibility to rally fans, artists, and industry leaders toward preserving the genre's authenticity. For Skaggs, the solution to country music's identity crisis is simple but challenging. Bring back the focus on heartfelt storytelling, traditional sounds, and the real-life experiences that once defined the genre. To Ricky, Country music is more than just a genre. It's a cultural legacy that deserves to be protected and nurtured. Ricky's first appeal is to the artists themselves. He believes that every musician has a choice: chase the quick success offered by pop-influenced country, or stay true to the stories and sounds that resonate on a deeper level. Artists have to remember what country music is all about, he says. He encourages emerging artists to resist pressures that prioritize trends over authenticity, and to instead craft music that reflects their own lives, struggles, and passions. To Ricky, a song with real meaning will always stand the test of time, while catchy but shallow hits fade quickly. For Skaggs, mentorship is a powerful tool for preserving country's traditions. He feels established artists should take an active role in guiding younger musicians, sharing the knowledge and values that shape the genre. Ricky himself has spent time mentoring new talent, seeing it as an investment in the future of country music. If we want country to stay country, we have to pass down the legacy, he says, emphasizing that seasoned artists have a responsibility to help newcomers stay grounded in the genre's core values. But Ricky also calls on the fans to play their part. He believes that listeners have more influence than they might realize, and urges them to support artists who honor country music's roots. By choosing to stream and purchase music that's grounded in storytelling and tradition, fans can help shape the genre's future. Fans hold the power to demand authenticity, Ricky insists, urging listeners to prioritize depth over fleeting hits. Finally, Skaggs believes the industry itself has a critical role in preserving country's legacy. He calls on labels, producers, and promoters to champion artists who prioritize substance over trends. He acknowledges that commercial success is essential, but he argues that the industry can find ways to support genuine artistry without sacrificing the genre's heart. If we keep putting profit first, we'll lose what makes country music special, he cautions, advocating for an industry model that values creativity over formulaic success. Ricky's vision is clear. Country music can thrive, but only if the community rallies around its roots. Through a shared commitment from fans, artists, and industry leaders, Skaggs believes the genre can retain its authenticity and continue to resonate with future generations. For Ricky, the message is simple. If country music is to survive, it must hold fast to the stories and values that brought it to life. Ricky Skaggs has spent his life immersed in country music, from his beginnings in the Appalachian hills of Kentucky to his years as a Grammy-winning artist and respected voice in the industry. Over the decades, he's seen country music evolve, expand, and change. But one thing has remained constant: his unwavering dedication to the genre's roots. For Ricky, country music isn't just about catchy tunes or polished production. It's a way of sharing life's most honest moments. It's a genre that speaks directly to people, capturing stories of love, hardship, joy, and perseverance. In his eyes, today's country music landscape is at a crossroads, with commercial trends pushing the genre toward a different direction. But Ricky remains hopeful that country can retain its essence while continuing to evolve. He believes that preserving the soul of country music means holding on to its core values: authenticity, storytelling, and connection. Country music has always been about real life, he says, urging fans, artists, and industry leaders alike to remember what made the genre resonate with generations of listeners. For Ricky, the future of country music depends on artists who dare to stay true to their roots, even if it means resisting popular trends. He hopes that today's musicians, especially those just starting out, will understand the importance of crafting songs that tell real stories and connect deeply with listeners. He sees this commitment as essential to country's survival in a world where quick hits often overshadow meaningful music. But Ricky also knows that fans play a critical role. He encourages them to seek out and support artists who prioritize genuine storytelling over fleeting popularity. Fans have the power to shape the genre's future, he insists, reminding listeners that their support for meaningful music is a powerful force in keeping country's heart alive. Likewise, he believes the industry can balance commercial success with creativity by supporting artists who respect country's foundations and give them the space to stay authentic. Ricky's call is both a celebration of country music's past and a vision for its future. By honoring its traditions while embracing thoughtful innovation, he believes country music can remain a vibrant, relevant genre for generations to come. In a world of changing tastes and trends, Skaggs' message is clear. real music endures. His words serve as an invitation for the entire country music community to work together, ensuring that the genre continues to thrive without losing the values and stories that gave it life.